Hello y'all, I am back again for another video on why not to let the narcissist come over. And this will be part 5 of why not to let a narcissist come over. So of course, I'm going to create its own playlist because I just keep thinking of more and more reasons why. So ultimately, I'm focused more on your space, not the narcissist space, because your space that you live in is the most important, not where the narcissist resides or lives. So, if I do some videos on why you shouldn't go to the narcissist place, that's fine. I'll consider doing that. But these are going to be focused on yourself and why you should not allow the narcissist to come over. And here I go. I'm going to get into these reasons for part 5. And the reason that I'll mention first for this part 5 is there's no reward. And oftentimes, as empathic people, you underestimate the value of a reward for you because you're so busy rewarding other people that you don't even take the time to consider what you deserve or a reward that should come your way. And when I say a reward, I don't mean a transactional type of thing, not in that way. It's not like, well, I gave them this, they need to give me this back. It's not like that. It's just, what is the reward? Okay, let's think of something simple because I do my simple living series. I'll be updating some videos on that, y'all. I got so many videos I got to upload, but I'll get to them. So, okay, I cleaned the restroom this weekend. What's my reward for that? Okay, it's several rewards, maybe many rewards for doing that simple chore. For one, people will be more comfortable in my home and in their home. More visitors. You might feel comfortable with more visitors coming over. The air will be cleaner. You're preventing rodents or getting rid of rodents that are already there, even if it's just a fly, y'all. You clean the restroom, the fly is gone. You're checking the appliances. Let's check to see if the toilet's working, if there's any leaks up under the sink. The floor is not sticky. Even if it's just one little spot on that floor that's sticky, that's all clean now. You can see better in your mirror because now you've cleaned your mirror. Your sink is clean. I mean, it's fresh. It smells better, even without you needing to put a candle or an incense in there. So see, by cleaning the restroom, there's some rewards. Okay, so let's get into when the narcissist comes over. It ain't no reward, and this is why. Even if you think there is a reward when a narcissist comes over, so you say, well, okay, this particular narcissist brings money with him when he comes. Okay, or she comes. And a lot of y'all don't add. Okay, yes, she or he brought some money to your house. Say they brought $75 because the narcissist struggled with just flashing that $100 bill. So the narcissist comes over with $75. The narcissist within 2 days, because this narcissist, when they come over, y'all, a lot of times they want to stay the night. So within 2 to 3 days of the narcissist hanging out with you, okay, you know that hangout word, or coming over, they done ate up $300 worth of food. So you actually paid for them to come over because they gave you 75, but within that 3 days, they ate up $300 worth of food. And yes, someone can eat up that amount of food and snacks within 3 days and not be obese, y'all. Because the thing is with narcissists, they'll eat like that at your house and do all that stuff, but they ain't eating like that at their house. They not eating like that at their house, y'all. So there's no reward. And even if you see a small reward or a big reward on the surface, it's not going to be a reward that carries longevity. Remember, Real rewards have longevity. So, rewards, gifts, blessings, they have longevity. They have a everlasting effect. Good effect, y'all, not bad. So there's no reward. And the bathroom example, the example I just gave you about the $75 that the narcissist gave you, it's good enough. You should get it. Okay. And the next reason, kind of going into the reason I just named that I just thought about, is this. When I mentioned the narcissist stayed 2 or 3 days at your house, that's another reason not to let them come over, because you don't want to have to make them leave. You know, you got to start doing what you really want to do. Like a lot of y'all, you really want your space. A lot of y'all, when the narcissists come over, you feel obligated. You really don't want them to stay the night, but you feel obligated. So stop letting them come over so you're not in those situations. You don't want to have to put people out. You don't want to make people feel like they got to leave. So just don't have them over. It's just that simple. And going back to the no reward, I remember when I first heard this term many, many years ago, when I was looking at how to manage your time better. And it's two things that I'll always remember on that list. Break big projects up into little pieces and avoid low payoff activities. And that's what a narcissist and a psychopath and a sociopath is. Those are low payoff activities. When you have that narcissist over, or you dealing with narcissists, consider it an activity that has no payoff. This advice will only better your life. Because another reason it's a low payoff activity, it's not a genuine relationship based on love. It's not the type of relationship that we have with our grandchildren, nieces and nephews, and our children, our good neighbors, our good friends, great business partners. It's not a genuine relationship based on real emotions that will last through eternity, even after someone passes. I'll always remember the beautiful Filipino lady Lou that I used to work with in my younger years at one of my first professional jobs. I will never forget that lady. I don't know if she's alive. I don't know her last name. I wish I knew her last name to look her up. I just remember her name was Lou. And I used to purchase pancit from her. She used to make the best pancit. It was this Filipino noodle dish. And I will never forget that lady. At the time I first met her, she was at least old enough to be my mom. I think she had grandkids at that time. So it's very much possible that she's not alive anymore. And if she's not, may she rest in peace. And if she is alive, one of my greatest blessings would be for her to hear this video and she remembers me too, or she leaves a comment. I would cry if Lou heard this video and left a comment. And she worked with me in an insurance company through Blue Shield. I won't give the beginning name of it, but it was through an insurance organization called Blue Shield. And Blue Shield was my first professional job, not my first job. My first job that I ever had was at a fast food, Mexican fast food place when I was back home in St. Louis, Missouri, when I was a teenager. However, my first professional job after I had done some college, completed high school, that was my first professional job at Blue Shield. And I'll never forget her. And so I bring this up as an example of Lou, I done called her the food, y'all. I done had a flashback of Lou's good food, y'all. Let me stop. Lou, which was this beautiful Filipino lady, she loved me. She adored me. She never made my food wrong. I always paid her, left her tips. She always smiled. She had a great hug for you. She was dressed beautiful, such class, style, elegance, and she loved the Lord, y'all. I'll never forget that about her. So even though we lost contact, because it was back in the day when there was no internet, any time that Lou spent with me at work or after work, I went to some of her home gatherings. And any time that she spent with me and I spent with her was not a low payoff activity, because I'm quite sure if she remembers my name or remembers me, even if she forgot my name, I think she would smile and remember good memories of me and wonder where I am too. She can wonder if I'm alive. So see, that's not a low payoff activity, because it's a everlasting love in the universe and kind thoughts about someone. And these are the emotions that we want to have. So with the narcissist, even if there's no money involved, it's a low payoff activity, because a lot of times you're not going to feel kind thoughts about a narcissist, or you're going to feel indifferent. You're going to feel nothing. And feeling nothing can be good when it's towards a narcissist. However, that's still a low payoff activity. What's a high payoff activity is feeling good emotions for somebody, even if you don't talk to them or see them every day. Like I said, the love you would feel for your grandchildren or your children, your friends, nieces, the list of people that I named. And in this case, I'm using a coworker example of many, many years ago. So it's just in general a low payoff activity. And I'm just transferring some things that I've learned that had helped me, breaking big projects up into little pieces. If you got a situation and you got to get caught up on some stuff, just do a little of it at a time till you get it done, y'all. And that's how that should go, okay? And the next reason not to let a narcissist come over is this. And this is a hard one, y'all, but I done seen and heard some stuff in my life. I promise you I have. Whew. And it can happen, honey. Please beware. Male or female, please listen to this very carefully, especially for y'all that ain't got no children and no husband at your house, and you meet a narcissist or a psychopath or a sociopath, and next thing you know, you got anywhere from 5, 10, 15 people living in your house that you now have to financially provide for. Because the reason you were a good supply for the narcissist, even though you lived alone and you didn't have any kids or a husband or a wife, you were a good supply because you have too much time on your hands that you don't have to spend with family, and you may be desperate for a family bond. And if you live alone and you don't have a bunch of visitors and family coming over, you're prey. You're just a sitting duck waiting on some narcissist to pick up on the fact or find out that you live alone, whether you be a man or a woman. You live alone with no kids, no pets, no family. I have a cousin that lives out of state, that lives alone, never been married, never had any kids, lives a great, wonderful, peaceful life. However, she could be considered a sitting duck for somebody that wants to bring themselves and all their kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews. So with these type of situations, to avoid these situations, the narcissist can never come over in the first place. And they come over, a lot of times they start coming over by themselves. Next, they'll be like, well, can I bring these kids by this baby mama or baby daddy over, just these two? Then you let that happen. Every time they come over, the amount of people that come with them gets bigger and bigger. That's just how that goes. And the reason you don't want this narcissist to come over is, I'm just going to be honest. Remember, I got a lot of experience. I've either went through it myself, heard of it, or seen somebody go through it. Never forget that. These are real life examples. The reason you don't want to let this narcissist come over is because a lot of people that have never been married and don't have kids, a lot of them look pretty good for their age. Some of them look like they ain't aged. You look at their teenage pictures and their current picture, and you say, wow, you look good. That's amazing. And the reason you want to stay out of these situations and not let this particular narcissist come over, or any narcissist come over, is so your aging process does not accelerate. So once the narcissist come over, he done moved his kids by all his baby mamas. Some of them grandparents, grandmothers, grandfathers, they moved the grandkids in. They done moved some of their nieces and nephews. Some of them moved their mamas and daddies in your house too. This is what they do. And they don't like you. They only are dealing with you because they can move. What's the name of that old show? They used to always say good night at the end of the show. Oh goodness, what is the name of that show? They used to say good night, Johnny, good night, such and such. It was a big old house, and a bunch of them lived in that house. And yeah, I can't think of it. I wish I could think. The Waltons. That's what it is. The Waltons. Remember the Waltons? I'm not even sure if that's online, but it's an old show. And a lot of people that weren't even raised in that generation used to watch the Waltons later, like, you know, because the series, like the young generation, some of them know about Good Times and the Jeffersons. They weren't watching those shows when they were growing up, but they were, but it wasn't in their era. So you can watch these shows and not be a 70s or 80s or 60s baby or whatever. So yeah, so don't let the narcissist come over so you're not abused, because that's abuse. You were not meant to have a bunch of kids and grandkids and stuff like that. That's why you never were married and you never had your own biological kids. And that's the way the Lord set it for you. And I believe this. I don't believe that the Lord send you 10 to 15 people that move in your house. I believe that the Lord sends reasonable blessings. So what would be a blessing is, okay, you live alone, you never had kids, never been married, and you met a husband or wife and they had 1 or 2 kids. That's a reasonable blessing. Now that's how usually what I've seen the Lord bring. Now, remember, what do they call that? Less is better. Too much is a red flag. Too much is a red flag, y'all. So suddenly you alone, you never been married, whether you be a man or a woman, and all of a sudden you meet a narcissist and it's 8 to 15 people in your house. Basically what you are is a nanny or a butler that the narcissist can have sex with. And you are being used. I don't care how much the narcissist holds your hand, smooch up on you, whether you be a man or a woman, you are being used. And the ultimate reason not to get into these type of situations is because of your aging process. You look like you were still a teenager when you first got in that situation. So you're going to start doing that stress aging where your weight start looking funny, your jaws start hanging down. Stress aging. You're going to start acquiring medical problems. Because really, that's why the Lord didn't give you a husband or a wife and some kids, because you just wasn't cut out for it. You cut out for lunch hangouts at work and maybe getting married and having one marriage to the day you die. And stuff like that. So that's a major reason not to let a narcissist come over, because and then you let all them folks move up in your house, then they might start tearing up your house. You're just being used. That's it. In a lot of these situations, these are narcissists that have had their homes foreclosed on. They've lost their property, and so they just looking for somebody with a house, y'all. And they got all these baby mamas and baby daddies that they were not able to maintain relationships with. Because the thing is, if it's a narcissist, I promise you this, those relationships didn't work because they're a narcissist. So they didn't have the ability to compromise, for one. And two, they were meeting other narcissists and they got played themselves. All of it's bad. So that's why that narcissist got all them baby mamas and daddies, because they did not have the ability to compromise on the main things that they needed to compromise on so the relationship could work. So don't feel sorry for them. And in those type of situations, whether they be male or female, I can tell you one of the red flags. They gonna have anywhere from 2 to 8 baby mamas or daddies, and they gonna tell you how all of them was so bad. Every single one of them. None of them had no good in them. That's gonna be their story. None of them had any good in them. Not a drop of good. And I'm gonna tell you another key. 9 times out of 10, and this is not to insult nobody, if you are a woman or man and you ain't had no marriage and no kids, and you meet a narcissist, whether they be a man or a woman, because it could be both, listen to this video, and you believe that all they baby mamas and baby daddies and ex-husband and ex-wives were just total crap, 9 times out of 10, they might have been even better than you as far as skill set. Okay? Just never forget that when you listen to a narcissist and they talk about their ex like a dog, they might even care about the ex more, because you're straight up being used. That's it. They're using you for your house, because who back they got is they ex baby mamas and daddies. That's why they getting ready to move they ex baby mamas and daddies, kids and grandkids up in your house. Because who they really love is they exes, not you. You're just being used for a place to stay. Whether you be a man or a woman, I've seen and heard about these situations throughout my life. I done seen a lot of good people get played. I've seen a lot of people get their houses destroyed, moving in, some baby kids. Okay? And when I say baby kids, they baby kids if they belong to the single daddy too. You know, the movie Baby Kids, it was just about the single mom with all the kids. But they baby kids, a bunch of kids that's going to come in and tear your place to pieces and cost you a bunch of money. And another reason not to do it and not to let the narcissist come over, this ain't your family. You're alone, never had kids, never been married. That's a blessing. Like I said, I got cousins and stuff in the same situations that live out of town. They do wonderful. It's a great blessing for them. All these folks you're getting ready to move up in your house ain't your family. And another reason not to do it, you haven't known them very long. Most of the time you've known these people no more than, I would say, 3 years. You don't even know this person. So don't let them come over. And this is what will happen in those situations. I'll give you another solution. I mean, you could let them come over. Don't let them stay the night. If you let them come over and you don't let them stay the night, they'll leave you alone because they only coming over to live in your place. That's it. No other reason. Okay? So y'all, I hope you enjoyed part 5 of why not to let a narcissist come over. I've been on this exercise bike almost 26 minutes now. I so enjoy coming to you, bringing you these videos. I appreciate your comments always. I love y'all so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm sorry. Please like, share, and subscribe. And this is part 5 to why not to let a narcissist come over. Oh, and I'll give you a final reason. Y'all want to hear what the final reason is? The Most High don't want them at your house. What about that? I gave y'all that bonus reason. The Lord don't want them at your house, y'all. Keep them out your house. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please leave a comment. And again, I love y'all so much. Thank you. Bye.